Hi, my name is Amanda, and I wanted to make a video to remember my first full-term pregnancy, and this is after 3 miscarriages, and it's such a blessing. She's sleeping right now. She's 7 months old, and as busy as I am now, even though I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, I'm just now doing this. Then right after this, I have to do my university classes. So let's get to it. First off, I got pregnant when I was 23 years old. My husband and I, we were trying for about 2 years. Had 3 miscarriages, and that was through IVF. We didn't do in vitro. We didn't have the money for that, so we wanted to just start at the bottom. But the doctor I had was not very good. He prescribed me the wrong medicine, as it turned out. He didn't really look into anything to ask me questions or anything like that. And after I had my second miscarriage, I called devastated saying, "What is going on? I'm paying all this money and I don't know what's going on." And he said, "Well, we'll talk about it in the third miscarriage." I did not want to have a third miscarriage. It was so sad and devastating. I surprised my husband multiple times. One of the times, which was the third miscarriage I had, was we were on vacation to Tennessee, and I brought a pregnancy test with me, even a new pregnancy test, so that it's a little bit more dark. For my husband, I wanted to surprise him on Christmas Day. But I could not hold it in. I hid the pregnancy test on top of the fridge, but I'm short, so I was hoping he wouldn't see it, but I figured he would because it was a short fridge. He ended up seeing, he's like, "What's that up there?" So I ended up telling him, and it was amazing. However, the next day, I ended up bleeding and having a miscarriage that day, so that was probably like the worst Christmas ever. But right after Valentine's Day, I got pregnant again. Actually, I was probably pregnant before Valentine's Day, but I didn't find out till after Valentine's Day. And it was a blessing because my numbers were good. I remember being on the phone before on my other pregnancies that were miscarried. I was on the phone a lot and doing blood tests a lot to make sure my numbers are doubling every 48 hours. I believe it's every 48 hours they're supposed to double. This time they were doubling the way they should. If anything, it was doubling more. So like, okay, no more blood work, you're good. Which is amazing because my body does not like getting blood taken from them. They had to stick me 4 times every time I went in there, which is pretty bad. But my first ultrasound was at 5 weeks and 6 days. And this what's the date? March 7th, 2016. Here she is, if you guys can see it. She's right there. And it was amazing. I don't remember if we were able to hear the heartbeat. I think we were, actually. I think we were. And you can see the flutter. It was really, really cool. And the next time we went at 7 weeks, because IVF likes to have you in a lot because it's considered high risk after you had a couple miscarriages, and plus I have a condition called PKU, which I can discuss in another video if someone's interested. This one's at 7 weeks. And that was amazing because I never went to my first ultrasound appointment because I was always so nervous because I was always just going and get my numbers for my blood and never made it to the stage to finally get that ultrasound when my numbers weren't stable. Dr. Pepper. No one's sponsoring this. I'm not that popular yet. Nor do I really care to be. But blessings happen. This one was really cool. This is at 9 weeks, 2 days. This is when she looked like a little gummy bear. Maybe an alien gummy bear right there. And cute little arms and little head. This was the first time I saw her wiggling. My husband has a video on his phone of her doing a little dance and wiggling. It was the most coolest thing ever. She was measuring right on track. If anything, she was about a week ahead. And that is where they dismissed me and told me you can go to your regular OBGYN. which was really cool, because that means I was able to do the fancy stuff, fancy smancy stuff, and I was excited to do that. When was this? How far along was I? Okay, before I continue, I was considered high risk because I have PKU, like I said before. So I had to go to a lot of appointments, let's say double the amount of appointments that a normal person should have. And she, all throughout, she was measuring right on track. In the beginning, in the first trimester, she was a week ahead, and she continued doing that until the third, but I'll get there in a second. Symptoms I had, of course, I was peeing a lot. I was eating a lot, but the cravings didn't really come in. I was eating a lot of salty foods. I didn't eat very many sweet foods. But migraines, I had such migraines. Noises and smells would bother me so much. I remember it was a daily thing. It was like a routine thing, clockwork that had happened. And my weight was between 175 and 180. To make myself feel better with the amount of weight I gained, I'm going to say closer to 180, but I'm not fat. I have a lot of muscle. So I always tend to try not to look at the scale because it does not compare to how I feel within myself. And so I don't go based off the scale because my body's not like the average Joe. But in the second trimester, here's what she looked like. This was, as soon as I changed, okay, just 12 weeks. 12 weeks, baby girl. She's a cutie patootie. Now she's a cutie patootie. Before, she looked like Jack Skeleton at one point. Hopefully I can find out in this mess. But in the second trimester, she was still measuring on track. Where is it? Hold on. Before I go to the second trimester, can you tell that I don't do these videos very often because I lose everything? Don't know what I'm doing. I'm mainly doing this just for myself to remember in case I forget anything, which I don't think I will. Of course, how can you forget pushing that thing out of you? Moms, give me a high five for that. Hallelujah, because you will not remember. Or sorry, you will not forget. I can't find it. Yes, here it is. Okay. Right before the second trimester, this was at 8 weeks. That's how we announced it to family. Hatching November 1st, 2016. She came early. She was not born on this day. I rolled this up and put this in eggs, and they put rhinestones on the eggs. It said grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, that sort of thing. And it was really, really cool to do it on Easter. But in the second trimester, go back to where I was. The second trimester, cravings kept going. I started walking a lot because I didn't want to gain so much weight. I didn't want to be chubby because I was trying to work out and stay healthy. I stopped the Pregnitude, the pregnancy packets. If you guys have never heard of it or don't know what that story is, I made another video. You guys can check it out. There are supplements that helps your reproductive system mature and give it the nutrients that it needs if it's lacking anything. And it helped me tremendously. For someone my age, my body was not holding fertilized eggs as well as they should. So we wanted my eggs to make sure they're mature to their full potential, and everything like that. So I finally stopped it right at the beginning of the second trimester because they never told me to get off of it. And then I did stop the Pitocin inserts, or Pitocin, progesterone, whichever one it is. They all sound the same. One of them gets an IV, one of them you stick up. So, and I stopped. So I did stop those. I started craving. My migraines went away. I started walking a lot. I did a lot of swimming. I started taking naps at this time. But I was so addicted to tacos. I loved tacos. I loved spicy. Didn't drink any soda. I had fruit, but I didn't really crave fruit, but I hated salad. Salad made me gag. Toothpaste made me gag. I puked brushing my teeth probably 2 times. I had to brush my teeth like 3 times before bed in order for me to finally achieve the cleansiness of my teeth. So that was fun. But she was growing like a weed. She was doing great. Like I said, I was high risk, so twice the amount of appointments. So I knew for sure she was doing good and taken care of. And I actually bought this at-home baby monitor, and I heard her heartbeat on the monitor for the first time in the beginning of the second trimester, which was amazing. And I'm a very anxious person, so I don't want a miscarriage or, God forbid, a stillbirth. I don't want anything like that to happen. So I would probably do it 3-4 times a day, using the monitor, because I wasn't able to feel her yet until maybe the middle of the second trimester. And then when I first felt her, it was amazing. I remember I was laying on my back after I took a shower, relaxing because I went on a walk, and I felt like a little kick in my belly, and it was so amazing. And then it's just kept going and going and going. You know how that works. That was fun. And we did find out it was a girl. We did the Harmony test, which checks for Fragile X and Down syndrome and that sort of thing. So we found out it was a girl. I allowed my husband to open up the envelope. So that was pretty exciting. I figured that was fair. But they made sure, girl, that's how she was. This was at 19 weeks 1 day. Cutie patootie. And she was always moving in the womb. I think this was like my first 3D. Because before that, she looked kind of skeleton. She seriously looked like Jack Skeleton. I kid you not. This was another one. Cutie patootie. She always loved having her feet up by her face. I remember seeing that a lot. But everything went good. Everything was healthy. She was doing good. Correct percentile, which is very nice. However, it was very scary. In the 3rd trimester, she was measuring small. The percentile went down to 15%. So it was not in the red zone, so we were just keeping an eye on it. Everything was fine, and then I had my baby shower, which my gender reveal, I believe, is on my YouTube channel. On my baby shower, everyone wrote notes and stuff. My mom made this for me. And but yeah, I just realized I got sidetracked and told you the gender reveal, even though that was in May, and that was before my 3rd trimester. May, and we did the gender reveal, and it's also on my channel if you want to check it out. But the baby shower went great. I wanted it as late as possible to make sure I was big, and even though I was big, I gained a lot of weight. But soon after the baby shower, percentile went down closer to 11. And then it went to 11. Then it was getting closer to 10. And anything under 10 is considered red zone, according to my high-risk doctor. And when I say red zone, meaning that my body could possibly be blocking some nutrients to get her to gain weight and to allow her to grow the way she's supposed to. Even though I figured she was a small baby, my gut was telling me she was a small baby, but I wanted her to be healthy. I wanted to be sure. And she did end up being a small baby. But even throughout the 3rd trimester, I was still craving the same stuff. I was eating all the time, probably every 2 hours I was eating something. I was drinking a lot of water. At night, I craved fruit at night. I drank a lot of orange juice. I ate a lot of applesauce at night. And also, every time I would lay down, go to sleep, she would kick me like crazy. And then at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, she'll kick me like crazy, saying, "Mom, get up, it's time." And so when I was 37 weeks pregnant, I started doing a lot more walking. And I have an exercise ball I would bounce on, and I would rotate my hips, and while I was doing my schoolwork on the computer, trying to see if I can push her down because I did not want to induce. I was scared about the percentile. And so I wanted her to come on her own. I was not forcing her. I was trying to, move a lot more because I have bad knees. So I was not moving as much as I should have. Even though I did try to do some walking, I got tired pretty quickly. But yeah, I moved. I did the ball, which was good. And then I did walking with my husband as far as I can go and do what I could. I was contracting. It was probably every between 10 and 15 minutes I would have one. But they weren't strong. They were just like crampy and kind of like Brixton Hicks contractions. But I noticed they were getting more and more consistent. But the last high-risk appointment that I had, she was at 11, and or she was getting close to, I think she was actually at 10 at the last appointment, because the one before she was 11 and we were talking about induction, but I wanted to get another ultrasound and everything done, check my vitals. My blood pressure was going up a little bit as well, the last 2 appointments that was there, so that was a little nerve-wracking as well. So we scheduled an induction for October 25th at 8 o'clock in the morning. We went there to the Orlando, Florida Hospital for Women, which is a gorgeous hospital. But I can talk about that. I talk about my labor and delivery later on. But she was born, a cute, adorable baby. She was born on October 26th, 2016 at 11:47 p.m. And it was a rough road. Labor and delivery was rough. And I'll make a different video of that. But she was beautiful. She was 6 pounds, 3.5 ounces, and 21.25 inches long, I want to say. So she was a small girl, but the doctor checked my placenta, and she was meant to be a small girl. So everything was good, and she was low to the point where she would have come maybe even the next day, because my water broke at only a certain point, which like I said, I'll talk about in another video. But being pregnant, I miss it so much. I miss it. Just feeling her move. It was amazing. Just carrying your baby all the time. It was amazing, despite the back aches and knee aches, and eating was great. But I gained a lot of weight. My final weight was 250 pounds, which is crazy. And I was very bloated. My pregnancy made me get very bloated. I carried a lot of water weight. And right after I had her, within the first 3 months, I lost, 60 pounds, I think. I lost like 60 pounds. Pregnancy was amazing, and I wish I could do it again. I don't want to do it again right now, so I don't want to have to go through it. But things that helped me go through it was probably drinking a lot of water really helped, and really feeling my baby. But if I could do it again, I wouldn't be so nervous all the time, because I was nervous because of the miscarriages that I have, which I think is natural to have after going through the miscarriages. But she's such a blessing to me. I'm watching her sleep, but it's a beautiful thing, and she's laughing, and she's saying dad, 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 mama, 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 and just going through her clothes because she's growing. She was a newborn till about after 3 months, and then she's still in 3 to 6, but some clothes she has to go to 6 to 9 months, and she's 7 months old right now. So it's just an amazing thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is mainly for my memories and for myself to always remember, and maybe my daughter can watch this one day, and my future children, if I have any more, if my body can handle it, if I can get through the fear of having to go through the pain again, if everyone could understand that. But I hope you all have a very wonderful day and a blessed week. I have to do some schoolwork. I'm procrastinating, but that's okay. I hope you guys have a great week. Bye-bye.